So yesterday we talked about divisibility rules of twos and threes. So Miss Hicks, if I wrote down a really large number like 468,926, and I wanted to know if that could be divided by 2, how could you tell? No, how could I tell if this great big number could be divided by 2 evenly? In other words, there would not be any remainders. Do you remember? No? Okay. Pick somebody to help you out.
You can tell because 6 is an even number and it's in the ones place, and 2 is an even number too.
That's right. All you look at is the last number and if it's even or not, and if it's divisible by 2. 6 is divisible by 2. It goes in 3 times. There's no remainders. So if the last number is divisible by 2, doesn't matter how big the number is, how small the number, it could only have 2 digits. It could be 18. Does 2 go into 8 evenly? It does, 4 times. So that would tell you if it is divisible by 2 or not. So yes, yes. What if I had a number that was 1,999? So Miss Hicks, is that divisible by 2? Why do you that's right, it's not, because we look at just the last number and it goes in 2, 4, 6, 8, and then 10. 9 doesn't fit in there because there'd be a remainder of 1. All right. So for this one, the answer is no. Okay. So we learned that about 2s yesterday. Then we learned about 3s also. Mr. Milmore.
Yes,
so if I wrote down 562, and if I wanted to know if that was divisible by 3, how could I tell? Thank you.
It's not.
How do you know it's not?
You add all 5 plus 6 plus 2, which is 11, I think.
Well, 5 plus 6 is 11, plus 2 more is 13. And is 13 divisible by 3?
No.
No. So the answer for this one is no. But that's exactly right. You just simply add up the digits, and if they add up to a number that's divisible by 3, then it works. So how about if I had 223? Mr. Milmore, I'm going to keep picking on you. What do I do here?
It's not.
You say no?
Yeah.
Okay. And so what do I do? How would I determine that?
You add 2 plus 2, which is 4, and then 3 plus 4, and then if it's not even, then no.
2 plus 2 is 4, plus 3 is 7. Is 7 divisible by 3?
No.
No. You got it. One more. Miss Lehman. 1,042. I want to know if that's divisible by 3. How do you tell? Okay, so it's 1 plus what? Plus 4 plus what? Plus 2, okay. So that's 5, 6, 7 again. So the answer is? No. Okay. So they have to be a number that's divisible by 3. Okay. Now, so that's a quick review of what we learned yesterday. But let's look at 4s. We've done 2s. We've done 3s. How can you tell if a number is divisible by 4? Well, let's look at this one right here. 223. Okay. How could I tell if that can be divided evenly by 4? Does anybody know? Mr. Villegas.
You gotta add them together, and if they're not a multiple of 4, then
No, good try, because that's the same thing we do with 3s. It's a little different with 4s. Mr. Duhamel?
I think you have to make sure it has like the even, or it can go to 4 at the end, since it's an even number again.
Okay, so similar to the 2s?
Yeah.
You've got the right idea, but it's not just the last digit, because in the 2s, it's the last digit. It's the last digit that we look at. With the 4s, we look at the last 2 digits. Is 23, can that be divided evenly by 4? No, it doesn't. So the answer is no. Because we'd get to 20, and that'd be 5, and then there'd be 2, or a remainder of 3. How about, let's look at this number here. 500, whoops, pull this down a little bit so you can see. How about 562? What are we looking at for 4s? The last 2 digits. So 62, so I can go over here and I'll write 62, okay? 4 goes into 6 how many times? Once. What's left over? 2. Bring down the 2. Does 4 go into 22 evenly?
Yeah.
It does?
No. Not even.
No.
No. Well, if 4 goes into 22, you could put 20 and then 5, but then there's a remainder of 2. So the answer is no. Okay, it has to go in evenly, the last 2 digits. Okay? How about 7,458,316? Okay, pull a stick here. Mr. Paulson, I want to know if 4 goes into this number evenly.
Yes,
Yes, well, you sound so confident. How do you know it goes in evenly?
the 2 numbers at the bottom.
The last 2 numbers?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying 4 goes into 16 how many times?
4.
4 times. And so this great big number can be divided, Miss Dart, evenly by 4. Questions on this? No questions? You guys got it? Miss Lehman, you got it? You remember the 2s and the 3s? Okay. All right. Now, so we've done 2s, we've done 3s. I just taught you 4s. Now we're going to do 5s. 5s are easy. Some of you may already instinctively know if a number is divisible by 5 or not. Now, I'm curious. If you already know how to tell, raise your hand. If you don't know, that's okay. But if you already know how to tell, raise your hand. So about half the class. Okay, so I'm going to show the rest of you how to tell. So I'm going to use this same number here. 7,458,316. What's nice about 5s? It's just like the 2. You look at the last digit. And the last digit has to be either a 0 or a 5. If it's a 0 or a 5, it is divisible evenly by 5. Is that a 0 or 5? No. Okay. How about this one? Divisible by 5?
No.
How about this one? No. How about this one?
No.
No. Everybody should be saying no. Is that 2 a 0 or a 5? No. The answer is no. How about this one?
No.
How about this one?
No.
This one?
No.
This one?
No. Can't see.
This one? Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Can't see.
No.
No.
That was 0. Yeah, we got it to 0.
All right, I'm going to write some numbers. You tell me yes or no. All right. So you guys have 2s, 3s, 4s, and 5s down.
Are we going to do the 5s and the 4s?
We're going to do the 4s and the 5s today. I'll give you guys a couple of handouts.